Thank you. Thank you. As you can tell, those of you who've heard me speak before, I'm not the best speaker in the room, but I'm smart enough to get those who are here. And Chris Ann and Sheriff Clarke, you've honored us today. And Michael, you've honored us today. And as always, I've heard Chris Ann and Michael speak dozens of times. And it's always very powerful, and I love it every time. I have pretended legislation memorized pretty good now. And there's a lot of good speakers here today. A couple of sheriffs over there from New York and North Carolina. Good men, good people. We had a list of others that we wanted to get up today. We did in 3 hours, usually what takes us an entire day to do. And this is going to be videoed, and we're going to need all of you to get it out there to the news agencies that didn't want this happening, I guess, today. We need to get it out there because today's message was so powerful. We wanted to hear from the pastors that are here and blessed our presence, Pastor Bland and Pastor Butch Paw. And thank you so much for being here. And Carlton from Utah is a city councilman, wanted to hear from him. And there's other constitutional scholars, just as Sheriff Clarke is. You are a constitutional scholar, by the way. I spent 5.5 years after I wrote the book, The County Sheriff, America's Last Hope, on this huge roller coaster ride, listening to all the different pundits and even some sheriffs making excuses and hearing things why you can't do this. You can't say no to the federal government. Astonishing, isn't that? Sheriff Clarke just read the Declaration of Independence to us and had this little thing in there about, what was it? That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. Then later on in the same paragraph, just down a little bit, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government. But you can't say no to them? What? And the only way we get to throw off such government is because we vote? Mark Twain said, if voting made a difference, they wouldn't let us do it anymore. So there has to be an effective means for us to stand up and say, you're not doing that here. Some other sheriffs and some other city councilmen and some other county commissioners and some other cops or whoever is in that jurisdiction, they might let you do whatever you want. Sheriff Gillespie, Clarke County, Nevada. He's one. He said it. Ramona, you were so right. I wanted to hear from you so much more. You're such a great friend and a great freedom fighter. I misquoted and said that her family fought this for 25 years. It's 35 years. In America, you have to fight a government 35 years to keep your ranch. And let's see, how many ranchers have we lost in just Clarke County alone? And then you hear from these conspiratorial nuts that our own government's trying to destroy our food supply. Duh. Really? They're all gone. The Dan sisters fought them. They're out. Name another family that fought them. There you go. They're all fighting, trying to fight. They lost, and the ranches are gone. And Sheriff Clarke, oh, there's a misnomer. Boy, Sheriff Gillespie of Clarke County, we ought to keep that really straight, don't we, Sheriff? Sheriff Gillespie said he had no authority to interfere. That he would not keep his oath of office. He would not keep the peace. He would not protect his citizens. And yet, Sheriff Tony DeMeo, just a couple of counties north in Nye County, did just the opposite. And who did he do it with? The Haig family. Because the BLM came in to take their cattle, just like they did at the Bundy Ranch. Bundy said, "You're not going to take them." And a bunch of us went to help because we totally agreed. And one of the other reasons I went, Stuart, is because I was a sheriff and I watched on national television these atrocities and murders committed by our own federal government in 1992 at Ruby Ridge, Idaho, and then a year later, same sniper at Ruby Ridge is doing the same thing at Waco a year later, not quite a year later. And I watched these and I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't watch again. And that's why I went to the Bundy Ranch. I'm not going to watch this happen again. And Ben, you were so correct. It was spontaneous, and a lot of different people had so many different reasons why they went. I wasn't going to watch this again. And I'll tell you, I have never met such great people than I did at the Bundy Ranch. And I've met some of the Haigs before. I knew your dad, and I met your mom, and I knew your stepmom very well, Helen Chenoweth, who was a congresswoman from Idaho and one of the most staunch constitutional congressman, member of Congress ever. She preceded Ron Paul and was better even than Ron Paul. She was fantastic. And amazingly, she kept her word. She said, "I'll go there 10 years and then I'm going home." And we begged her not to. "Don't keep your word, Helen. Go back. We need you." Leave it to her to keep her word. Orrin Hatch said the same thing. Pretty funny. So during that 5.5 years that I wrote the book and been working with sheriffs all across the country, and working with you, and a lot of you, quite extensively, I had to put together everything I saw happening. About 90% of what you heard here today is detailed in the book. Are you a David? Don't you want to ask that question to everybody in law enforcement and in public service? This isn't just for sheriffs, but I want you to know the cover just totally thrills me. And you happen to know some of my books, I'm on the front cover. And I was going to be in my sheriff uniform on the front cover. And I had the wisdom to fire me. Don't you love it when you can fire yourself? And I fired me, and I had Pamela Elliott, Sheriff Pamela Elliott from Edwards County, Texas, a constitutional sheriff there, a Marine, on the front cover. And I just love how she's looking away right at you, right at the camera. And she goes, "I know Goliath's here. I got it. We're all right. I got this." And she does. And I want the same look for about 1,000 sheriffs in this country. And you sheriffs are going to be a lot better at making that happen than I am. I believe that I have plateaued. I'm pretty much done. It's going to take other sheriffs. It's going to take you and other sheriffs here. It's going to take you guys to take this to the next level. I've already been branded. They already know I'm a nut. You know, "Oh, that Sheriff Mack, he's controversial. Oh man, don't want to have him talk about the Constitution." And so my deal is, let's just look at what's going on then. And I point this out in the book. Let's look what's going on. Before Oath Keepers, before CSPOA, 2003, there's 3 sheriffs standing up to the BLM. And it's in Range Magazine, 2003 winter copy. It's all in here. It's all documented for you. You can just pick it up and read it. Sheriff Penrod from San Bernardino, California. From California! We have sheriffs in New York standing, and we have sheriffs in Montana and Texas and Wyoming sitting on their butts. And California and New York are doing better than those states? Come on. And so Sheriff Penrod from San Bernardino, California, Sheriff Jones from Eureka, and Sheriff Amon from Owe. I don't know how to spell it, but I know that's how you pronounce it. Owe County, Idaho, told the BLM to get lost. One of them revoked their law enforcement agreement with them. Told them they had no law enforcement authority there. Ramona reiterated that. They don't have it. The EPA doesn't have any law enforcement authority in your county. None. In fact, they don't have any authority at all. Law enforcement or not. Yeah. They have pretended authority. They don't even have that. They don't even have the authority to pretend. And so then I ask the question in the book, and I still ask it. Which sheriff do you want? Sheriff Gillespie or Sheriff DeMeo? Sheriff Gillespie or Sheriff Clarke? Sheriff Carpinelli or Sheriff Gillespie? Sheriff Page or Sheriff Gillespie? I didn't create this scenario. I didn't create this comparison. I'm just pointing it out to you. It's there. It's part of history. They're doing it. It's in the book. You can read through this and then answer the question and then hand this to your sheriff. Are you a David? I want to know which sheriff you are. I have a right to know because we bestow all power in this country. We vote you in. We pay your salary. I want to know. Are you a David? And then there's so many different examples in here. Sheriff DeMeo told the BLM when they came to get the Hague family cattle, he told them, no, you're not taking the cattle. Oh, and the BLM got their little feelings hurt. And they were so upset. And so they threatened Tony DeMeo. We're going to come back with our SWAT team. Oh, no, Tony DeMeo said. Go ahead, I got one too, is what he told them. Did they come back? No. They did not come back. Do you want me to tell you something? You probably ought to keep this very secret. Every single time sheriffs have stood against federal incursions, they win. Every single time. Every single time. The feds know. That's where the feds are a little smart. They know not to fight sheriffs. And even if they do start fighting us, we keep standing. We do it more. We only have a few dozen doing it right now across the whole country. What if we have thousands? The book asks that. What if we have hundreds and hundreds of Sheriff Clarks, Sheriff Carpinelli, Sheriff Pages, Sheriff Pymans? What if we have hundreds of those guys all across the country? Does that look like liberty to you? Yeah. It's freedom. It's liberty. It's what we need. Socialism and freedom cannot coexist. They're trying to force that. They're trying to make it happen. At the Bundy Ranch, we saw something that I want to say that absolutely cannot happen anymore. No more corrals. At Bundy Ranch, they made a corral for us because they're so benevolent. You can have freedom of speech, they said, as long as you have it where we tell you. And you see that fence we made over there? You can do it in there. And you can only do it at 25 people at a time. And you can't wave or hold any of your signs except in that corral. Why didn't Eric Holder do that at Ferguson? Why didn't he have the police say to all you looters and everybody else, stay in the corral or we'll arrest you? If it worked at the Bundy Ranch, why didn't it work at Ferguson? They didn't even try it. It didn't work you're right, it didn't work at the Bundy Ranch. The cowboys cowboyed up and ignored it. The ranchers, the Bundys, all of us there, we ignored it. But that is one day they got a little bit mad, and that's when they tased and kicked and sick the attack dogs and everybody. When I grow up, I want to be tough like Ammon Bundy. Because he got tased, and he yanks it. It's hooks. And he yanks it out of his neck while he's kicking an attack dog. And he never went down at all. That guy, I want to be like Ammon Bundy. And quite honestly, my wife was kind of called Sheriff Clarke, the John Wayne of America. And so I think that's very appropriate. He's the dark-complected John Wayne. He's my dark-complected brother. And I don't know if you realize this, but Sheriff Clarke's a Democrat. I was a Democrat when I was sheriff. And the thing of it is what we want the fight to be between what it really should be between Democrats and Republicans. Which one keeps his oath the most? Which one follows the Constitution the most? That's the only fight that should be there. And they both have done what? Created an IRS and other bureaucracies that believe that their policies and procedures supersede the Bill of Rights. It doesn't. It cannot. That is pretended. It does not apply to us. We follow the law. We will follow the Constitution. And we will be a free country again. And how do we take America back? This is the answer. If you are the David, we will take America back. County by county, sheriff by sheriff, and state by state. It will not happen here in Washington, D.C. We didn't come here for this historic occasion, on this historic day, in this historic place, to pretend that there is hope or solutions in Washington, D.C. There are not. If you don't know that by now, you haven't been following what's going on. How do we protect the American people from the IRS and other criminals in government? Constitutional sheriffs. A David sheriff. Even women sheriffs are David sheriffs. God bless you, and thank you so much for your association here today. This is former Sheriff Richard Mack. Thank you so much for watching these timely speakers documenting solutions from modern-day heroes. This movement cannot be successful without the support of the American people. That's where you come in. These conference videos prove that the work we are doing is absolutely making a difference. It is the solution. Donate today at CSPOA.org. Become a member of the CSPOA and strengthen our voice and stand with us for peace and liberty.